We cannot allow the city of Cape Town, this municipality, to sell well-located land in the middle of a housing crisis in our city.
So we have come here today to bury the policies of the old National Party, which is reminiscent within the DA.
Violations of the court order and request you guys that you are restricted from occupying these premises here.
Don't treat us like animals. This is the police of the poor people too, not just the privileged.
I'm not a criminal. I'm a mother of 4 kids fighting for social housing.
I'm not a criminal. I'm a pensioner. I worked for this country.
This is a message from us to all other countries that are involved in this state. We're saying we're coming for them, we know who they are, and we're coming for them. They must be ready for us.
No to constructive eviction. No to landowners who act like tyrants. No. No to landowners who act like dictators. No.
Tonight I welcome you here to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Reclaim the City. So it was 3 years ago that this movement started off.
Reclaim the City is people, the unprivileged, the poor, the people that can't afford to live in the area where they are actually based for many years.
So we're saying they have to build housing on Tafelberg. So people who are willing to pay rent can pay affordable rentals, stay close to where they work, stay close to good schools that their kids can attend, and clinics, amenities, not in Wolverrivier, Blikkiesdorp and Kailicha. Why? Why must people be moved out there?
Looking right here is a prime land. So end of the day, the issue of not giving us the low-cost housing. Why? Why do we not have to stay near where we are staying?
We have done research and we know how many pieces of land are available in the inner city. And what we'd like to put into the tribunal today is to basically say we need to investigate how we use the pieces of land that we have in the inner city of Cape Town.
My suggestion is that the note starts with the fact that this is public housing. This is public land. And because of this is public land, this tribunal believes that the percentage of land overall allocated to housing and in the percentage allocated specifically to social housing should be increased.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody wanna see us together.
My name is Vanessa Camondo. I was born here in Percy Street, 1967. I lived here with my whole family the whole year, all the time. Then they started to evict us.
This is the gate where I used to walk in and out. My father was born in this house. My father's father was born in this house. He's still very fresh. My father had to be out here 5 years ago. They built a factory here. All my sisters were born here and my one brother. And my mother was buried out of this house. But 5 years ago, we had to move out.
As Reclaim the City grew, our Stay Evictions campaign worked to protect the rights of poor and working class people to remain in well-located areas like Woodstock and Sea Point. We resist unjust evictions, educate tenants about their rights, and demand that the City of Cape Town provide transitional housing for evictees close to where they currently live. In 2016, we mobilized significant support for families living on Bromwell Street in Woodstock to resist their relocation to the Wolverrivier relocation camp. We strongly believe that where people live matters.
Can I be clear? Woodstock and Camellia are the problems. We've withdrawn Woodstock. It's not going on auction. Camellia Street was on auction already before you started your protest.
Okay.
It was knocked down for a low price. It has also not been sold. It won't be sold.
We have come into a room full of people who's coming to auction properties. They obviously do not know why they are here. They're obviously just coming to come and buy properties. But fortunately, Reclaim the City has come to tell them the truth about an 80-year-old and his family that's outside in the streets of Woodstock. They've slept already their first night outside, which is very sad. And we need to do what we need to do here. So yes, the room was full for people to come and auction their properties, but guess what? The room is now empty and RTC has taken over the place to show how distressed we are about people being homeless, about illegal evictions taking place here in the inner city. So we fight for unjust evictions all over Cape Town.
Eviction means homelessness to some people, destitute. Where do we go? What provisions have been made for us within this area? Because living here is very economical in a sense that everything is accessible, amenities, there's hospitals around, there's schools around. My daughter goes to school in town, and when I don't have money, she walks to school.
My name is Shanae Carlson. I have two girls, Jamie, Lee and Shalay. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning to prepare them for school. Most of us live at places with no electricity and stuff. At least they get up with electricity, warm water, to make some porridge, to wash them, brush their teeth, and they're more happier.
I love more about CGO is that they're giving us a place to live, they're giving us sports, and they're giving us programs.
My name is Seko Boza. I'm an occupier in AKH. Before I was staying at Fuleni. Like the life at Fuleni was too hard for me because I'm working in Sipon, so I was struggling for transport. So now it's much better, easy for me because from work I don't spend much money and I'm not far from work. The life at AKH it's not easy because we don't have electricity and we're struggling to have water. We fetch water downstairs and it's winter time and we're using paraffin, gas to get warm water, something like that. So for us, yeah, but because of situation, there's no way we can do because we need this place.
We simply cannot afford to pay the rising rentals in the areas we have for so long called our homes. We are tired of living in distant, underserviced and under-resourced informal settlements and townships.
With the community powers vested in me as the registrar of RTC, I now declare all 700 and more residents still yet to come as the rightful owners of CGH. You can go around today and call yourselves owners of CGH.
Our Land and Housing campaign advocates for well-located, affordable housing, transitional housing and social housing through litigation and lobbying. We want to disrupt the business-as-usual approach of the state and advocate that public land be used for people and not for profit.
We as the people have established our own investigation because we know and we have all the facts. This should not be difficult for the city of Cape Town to investigate. We know how much that piece of land was valued up to. We know how much it was sold for. It's a matter of calling everyone who was involved. And we will assist the city of Cape Town in terms of bringing those names and explaining what happened.
Based on your calculations, I've read all the papers, I know all of that kind of stuff. I understand where you're coming from, that's fine.
Okay.
But you guys also need to understand as professionals, we operate in a particular way.
Yeah.
You want to speak to me, I have to clear it with my client. I can't speak to you on my own. I have a non-disclosure agreement with them. Sure. Everything is going to go through my client.
Make arrangement, come to my office and we will speak there. I'm not sorry. This is not acceptable that you wake all my neighbors up this time in the morning. It's just not acceptable.
Okay.
So I'm not prepared to speak to you now.
The fact that they've given them a discount of up to 140 million and that he's not willing to even come and see us and speak to us and that he only wants to meet with us in his office. And the fact that he even called like
so many vans of police to come and parade him to leave his house. That in itself, it shows the amount of power we have. Remember, we said that power comes from two things. It comes from money and people.
Reclaim the City believes in holding public officials and all spheres of government accountable. We go to politicians and private entities directly when we need conversation or answers, even if that means visiting their homes with coffee and cook sisters at 4 a.m.
We have decided to have this public action as a means to raise the issue of what has happened on this particular site. This particular site has been so undervalued, and the money that has been lost could have been used to provide more social housing. We've also set up symbolic temporary structures to raise the issue of housing. We are saying that our people should not move from a shack to a shack, but our people should be able to move into brick and mortar housing that is affordable, that is within the confines of the inner city too.
This campaign is about more than just Tafelberg. We are all here because we've had enough of apartheid segregation in Cape Town. We demand that government stop stripping public land and build affordable housing in well-located areas.
Reclaim the City believes in collaboration, building a powerful land and housing movement by uniting in solidarity with other movements that share our values and vision.
Old net zombies have taken over Cape Town today. The zombies started out as early as Saturday morning.
Sick-looking people just started walking out of the water.
This person suddenly just came out of nowhere. They were dripping with blood, they had giant wounds.
I saw penguins yesterday and zombies today. I love Cape Town.
It seems the zombies are members of the old National Party that was responsible for creating apartheid.
Daar het die ding gekom en die ergste van alles het 'n roset opgehad, oranje blanje blauw. I mean, daar's net nie meer respek vir die ou vlag nie.
It appears the zombies are celebrating the resurgence of the old apartheid policies in a new form.
We took the land, Dan sells the land.
Will the old National Party zombies take over the streets of Cape Town for good? Only time will tell.
Reclaim the City believes in learning and creativity. We provide our members and supporters with political education and knowledge-sharing opportunities. Together, we have created spaces for the public to learn about spatial injustice and reimagine the city we live in.
In this RTC youth camp, I have learned about the apartheid policies which is still going on till now. We have also learned leadership skills which we want to fight inequality out there.
We've been able to identify the circumstances of our parents and grandparents that suffered during apartheid, as in today they're still suffering.
What I've learned at this camp is the making of the working class in South Africa, and we've learned about maps and things that go about during the housing in Cape Town. And what we're gonna bring out of the knowledge that we got here from the camp is to build a youth wing that will make social transformation, especially in the urban land justice.
As the youth of RTC, we want our voices to be heard, to advocate for the youth of this country. We want change and justice.
Land to me means connection. Land to me means connection because my people's livelihoods, my people's wealth, my people's ancestry has always been linked to our land. Not necessarily where I was born, but what Africa and what our land means to us, because we've always been a part of the land, and the land has always been a part of us.
Land to me means home.
Land to me means valuable space.
Land to me means housing.
Land means heritage.
Land to me means life.
Land to me means freedom.
Land to me means a sense of worth.
Land to me means livelihood.